by the Washington Post about the Commanders' receivers. They're a very young receiving core. That three-headed monster with the guy in the middle named Terry McLaurin. He used to carve the Cowboys up a lot. Not as of recent, but he's still a very dynamic receiver. Also, to the left, you have De'Ami Brown, who last season he played okay, limited time, but made the most of it. And of course, Jahan Dotson. Now, let's get into this article. So, it says Terry McLaurin has signed, a onesie for a baby who has yet to be born. He has been asked to sign kid shoes and jerseys and towels, footballs, virtually any memorabilia anyone can think of at training camp. Of course, he's taking selfies. Listen, Terry McLaurin, he's a stud. Um, you know, I fear him, definitely going against our secondary if we can't put pressure on the quarterback. With the Commanders this season, even though they were middle of the pack last year in total offense, I think they were 17th in the NFL, hence the number 17 on Terry McLaurin. I think they will do better. Now, the reason being is because one, Jahan Dotson is very good, and two, De'Ami Brown, I think will definitely come into his own this season if they can click on all cylinders. Now, of course, with the running game headed by McKissick, and also Josh Gibson, excuse me, not Josh Gibson, Antonio Gibson. I think this team could definitely make some noise in the East. Now, it all depends on their offensive line as well. And I'm going to drop the link as well for this article. It's by the Washington Post, a pretty good article, fun read article, but also gets you in the mood for football because even though I'm not a Commanders fan, I really detest the Commanders, but we've been playing them as of recent. We've been sweeping them, so we might as well get out the brooms for next season. I think that's just my personal opinion. But the key addition here is Carson Wentz. You know, I think Carson Wentz has gotten a bad rap, to be honest with you, because of this. In Philly, yes, he was injury prone, but no thanks to Dougie P. Because with Dougie P, I think what he did was he tried to make Wentz, play into his offense instead of playing into Wentz. And what I mean by that is I don't think he really assessed Wentz's strengths and weaknesses. Now, to me, Carson Wentz, he could be a deadly quarterback when he's healthy. If he has the right weapons around him, and I think, Washington is the perfect storm for him. With guys like McKissick and also Gibson, that gives the Commanders a very good, strong running game. And I think with Terry McLaurin there, it's going to draw a lot of double teams. But also too, here's the kicker. Now, if the Commanders can run effectively, it's going to make their passing game much more lethal. And of course, you have Riverboat Ron, who he will gamble when need be. And I think. With Logan Thomas and also, John Bates and those guys, they just need to get healthy. And I think they can be a very dynamic team offensively. I think tomorrow, when they do play the Panthers, they will see limited action, but you'll see more of the rookies, get their timing down. Also you will see some of the, you know, other players, other young players. Excuse me. It's about 3 in the morning. I can barely talk, but you're going to see some young players try to fight for a job, like I said in my previous video. But I think this is a pivotal season with the Commanders and also Riverboat Ron because when he came here initially, he was supposed to turn things around. Now, granted, Ron did have to battle cancer, and I'm not going to put it past him. I think he's a tough coach. He's one of my favorite coaches because I used to love seeing him coach in Carolina. Him and that Cam Newton story. I think that was awesome. But good things must come to an end. Um, Also, what I wanted to talk about is a little bit more about the Commanders' wideouts. Now, they do have size and speed. They definitely stretch the field, and with McLaurin being a former slot, um, I think that they're going to move him around a lot. because McLaurin is definitely a deadly receiver. He can get open, he can make all the catches. He is a defensive matchup nightmare, in my opinion. And, if Wentz gets time, especially against the Cowboys, if we're not able to get to him, McLaurin may eat because, I just do not see Jordan Lewis or Boss Man Fat or, excuse me, or whoever we have in that secondary that can just guard him one on one. Now, of course, Dan Quinn is a mastermind of the defense. Um, he's definitely helped out our defense a lot last year, especially putting players in the right position, a la Michael Parsons. He was a key, intricate role in our defense last year. However, you know, the Commanders are coming in healthy. I think they're coming in with a better quarterback. Everybody likes Heineke. He's a tough player, but I think overall, Wentz is the better quarterback. He can make the better throws. He has better decision making. I just think he got a bad rap in Indy and also Philly. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can eviscerate me in the comments section. It's no problem. You know, um, Another thing is that I think, the Commanders definitely need to try to utilize their weapons more. With their offensive coordinator, they need to spice it up a little bit. Last season, even though I'm not a fan of them, but last season I saw them do a lot of similar things back to back. And defenses in the NFL today are not stupid, and also they're faster than they were before. So a defense could definitely catch on to what you're doing, such as bubble screens, short passes, and screens. I just think you can't just be as vanilla. You have to switch it up. You have to take advantage of the matchups, especially with Terry McLaurin, because McLaurin's such a dynamic receiver. You know, if the Commanders are able to move McLaurin around and are able to move the chains, especially with that run game with Gibson and also McKissick, who are two great receiving backs out of the backfield, you have to also take that into consideration as well. Um, I'm going to drop a link for this article, guys. You guys can read it. It's not that long, but I just wanted to go over a few things in regards to the Commanders because I really think this NFC East this year is going to be a bloodbath, to be honest with you. And I'm not talking about teams that are going to be terrible. I'm talking about teams that are going to be fighting for playoff contention. And I do think it's always going to come down to week 16, week 17, and and I think that I really think that if you're a Cowboys fan, you shouldn't. I'm not saying to be worried, but I'm saying to just pay attention. Pay attention to the division games this year. Also, pay attention to our pivotal games such as Green Bay. That's going to be a big one, and also too towards the end of the season as well, because we do have a tough schedule. If you haven't looked at the Cowboys schedule, go ahead and take a look at that, either NFL.com or any other sports website, and you can see, the tough schedule we have, especially in the beginning, because we do open up Sunday Night Football against Tampa Bay. Old Tom comes to town, and Tom, he's owned us for years. You know, AT&T Stadium might as well be called Tom Brady Stadium, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But anyways, guys, this is just a little short video. Definitely hit the thumbs up button for the like. Share the video for your boy, and also subscribe to the channel because if you want your team analyzed, I can definitely do that for you. I have no problem doing that. Just drop your favorite team in the comments section, and I'll be sure to do an analysis on them with no problem. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys take it easy. All right, peace.